Ladies and gentlemen, this is Financial Survival brought to you by Discount Gold and Silver at 1-800-375-4188. I'm Alfred Adisk, sitting in for Melody Cedarstrom, who is on vacation. And my guest today, as is usually the case, is on Mondays, is Bob Chapman, an economist, world-famous economist from the International Forecaster. Before we get to Bob, let's take a look at the markets. And I'm just going to renew this a little bit, refresh this, see what's happening. It's an interesting day because virtually everything is down, with the exception of the dollar and the Nikkei. The Japanese stock market is up about 40 points, but gold is down $12.10 to $922.60. Silver is down 48 cents to $13.75. Platinum's down $43 to $1,722. Palladium is down $13 to $237. Dow Jones is down 159 points to 8,380. NASDAQ is down 51 points to 1,775. TSX Gold, we don't usually follow it on this program, but it's down $13 to 298. Russell Index is down 16 to 496. GOX is down 11 to 157. New York Stock Exchange is down 174 points to 5,760. TSX is down 386 points to 9,901. It goes on. Crude oil is down $2.62. There's a couple more in here, but as I said, there's only one equity index that's up, and that's the Nikkei, and it's up 40. And the only other entity that is up is the dollar, which is up 0.43. Bob, are you there?
No, I'm not.
Every time I ask, he always refuses to admit being here. You're going to be a hard guy to depose, Bob, if you won't admit to anything, even being on the telephone. Imagine you're a hard man to depose. But what do you suppose? Does it mean is there any significance, or is this just a random event where every so often everything?
If you would look back, you would see that every Monday this sort of thing has been happening in somewhat different ways. But the modus operandi of the manipulators of the markets through the working group on financial markets, which is the Treasury, the Fed, the New York Fed, the SEC, and the CFTC, their MO is this. On Monday, we try to either keep the Dow about even or higher if we can. If it's going down, we try to keep it up. And every Monday we attack commodities, we attack gold and silver, and we support the dollar. They've been doing it every week. They don't care who knows about it. They're just a bunch of criminals, because that's not the way a free market is supposed to operate. And they, under the original executive order, are supposed to only enter into the market in emergencies. And what they've done is distorted it, and they do what they want to do in the market. So, that said, you'll watch the remainder of the week. The commodities in gold and silver will work their way back up again, or at least stay neutral from where they are. And the dollar will come down further, giving up its gains. And the interest coupon on the 10-year was up again today. I don't have that number in front of me. My equipment has gone down. It's been down for about 4 days. And it'll probably be another couple of weeks before it's back up again. But what's significant here is the internals in the market. The S&P 500 index is off the equivalent of 225 Dow points. And the NASDAQ 100 is off the equivalent of 318 Dow points. So that tells you that in the last 15 or 20 minutes of the trading day, the Plunge Protection Team, as this working group on financial markets is euphemistically known as, and I might add the Washington Post gave it that name. What they did is they came in and took the market from a minus 200 to a minus 159, doing their best to make it look as decent as they could. Now, there's a number of factors in the market right now, but the most important one, I think, is that the World Bank come out today and said things are not going to be as good as what you think they're going to be. And I think that that had an effect on the market, making it weaker than it might normally be. I think the market's going to continue down. We have had a very large rally, not as sharp and as high, and not gaining as much as the Dow did in 1931 when it had its bear market rally, but still substantial. And it got up to around 8,800 on the Dow. What did you say it closed? It was 8,350 or 8,400?
8,380. It's not closed yet, but it's 8,380.
Yeah, we're headed back down again. Mm-hmm. Another reason, the market's tired. They've had a good run. You get rotation coming out of stocks going into commodities and gold and silver. That's a factor, although it's not big at the moment, but it started about March. And slowly, not March, started about a month ago. And this evolutionary process has added to the upside in commodities. And incidentally, I think the justification for the higher commodity market, which would be a bounce off the bottom, so to speak, oil 35.50, copper 132 approximately. They're up to 220 now, and oil was 68 something today.
67.06 last report.
There you go. And so they've had very strong rallies. And incidentally, most of the rally thus far, although helped by this rotation out of the market, profit taking, looking at another market to make money, most of the upside in commodities has come from speculation, mainly from China, not so much by the Chinese government. And the Chinese have quickly injected, over the past 4 months, approximately $600 billion into their economy. But they also made an additional $600 billion available to the banking system at virtually no cost. And so the banking system is allowing people to borrow the money, many of whom in turn are playing the commodity market. And that's why commodities have run up to a great extent, because the world has slowed down as far as manufacturing is concerned. And that's where those things are used, both petroleum-based products as well as base metals. Of course, that doesn't include the food products, which are in another category, which are highly inflationary at this time.
Are you saying that the commodity prices are rising simply because of speculation, or are you saying this is a way they're dumping dollars and essentially saying we got to do something with these dollars and let's put it into something tangible?
Yeah, well, they're doing both. The government is doing some buying and dumping dollars, But most of that upside in oil and base metals is coming from speculators in China. It's also coming from rotation out of the market. So I think by the end of the summer, oil will be the first to break. And this, of course, is a projection which does not figure in any other kind of some unusual event, such as a war in the Middle East involving other countries or something like that. But if there's semi-normal circumstances, oil would probably be the first one to break, and that would be followed by copper.